Hello. So this is day day 5 of mindfulness for little car. And I wanted to talk about a little about how familiar mindfulness already is to people. One of the reasons people don't start doing mindfulness is often because it feels like such a strange thing. But actually, the principles of mindfulness are really simple, and the principles are all about taking time just to catch up with yourself, taking a moment. And all of us have done just that. All of us have used the expression, I need to take a moment. All of us have had the experience of going, I just need a time out now. And that's what mindfulness is. And it's done in a more structured way. And we know that by doing it every day rather than every way, it builds up some resilience in the system to doing it. But it's something we're already aware of. So personally, we all have had days where you had a day where by midday, you've had it up to here, and you literally go, I just need to take a moment. Actually, if you do take a moment, if at those times you take 10 minutes and do a mindfulness practice, you will find that it helps. We see it in athletes. You see it in all athletes, in all sports, whether it is a footballer about to take a free kick, whether it's a tennis player about to serve, whether it's Usain Bolt when he's on the starting blocks. You see this calm come over on as they completely focus in the present, on just that one space that they're in, and they focus on being present and just letting everything else go. We probably do it most frequently when we go on holiday. We go on holiday and we know that going on holiday gives us permission to put everything else down. So that's what we do. We put everything else down. And mindfulness, doing 10 minutes of mindfulness a day is like a 10-minute holiday every day. It gives you 10 minutes each day where you put everything down. It's just a less intense version of a holiday. And it helps with just the day-to-day stuff. Mindfulness also focuses a lot on the breath, which we've talked about before. And we, again, like taking a moment, focusing on our breath to calm ourselves is something we're all very familiar with. We've all had moments when we've just gone, literally stepped outside to take a breath. We know that when we deal with people who are in shock, the first thing that we, or the emergency service, or anyone says to someone, is take a breath. When we're panicked, if you ever had to deal with children as they're growing up, when they get distressed about things, you see how much they get hysterical, how much they get wound up by they start going circles of their emotions. And you get them to take a breath to kind of break that pattern, to break that cyclical winding up of that emotional state. You may have come across it when dealing with people who've lost, loved ones, where you can feel, you see their breathing change. You can feel how overwhelmed they are, and you put a hand on them, and you don't ask them to take a breath, but putting a hand on them helps calm their breath. So when we're losing control, we often go, I just need to take a breath. And it's the same when we're stressed or full up. Taking a breath, taking a reconnection to how okay we are, to the physical stability that we carry. That's a really good thing to do. And breathing helps reduce stress. When you take a breath, you just take the edge off. You step away from the cycle. Stress activates the sympathetic part of the nervous system, which lowers your immune response and makes you more vulnerable. And we all had experience of that. How many people have found themselves falling ill after Christmas, or falling ill when they're on holiday because the rush to getting ready for holiday was too much, or they left the holiday too late. Christmas needs no explaining. Everyone feels wiped out after Christmas. And you feel wiped out from all the extra amount of miles on you. Whereas anything that promotes calm is good for your health. Stress is bad, calm is good. Those moments when you take a moment and have a cup of tea, or when you go out for a walk, or sit quietly for a minute and read a book. All those things that promote calm help strengthen your immune system. Stress makes you more ill, and calmness helps support your immune system. And we know that when we've been ill, the last thing you want is more stress. Whether you're sitting at home with a headache or with stomach problems or a bad back, the last thing you want is more stress. And you feel yourself be overwhelmed with it, and you feel it literally make the symptoms worse. But you don't have to be ill for stress to affect you. Even when you're well, your well-being, your mental state, your health would be diminished by your stress levels. If you want to be healthy, then managing stress is part of that. Managing your day-to-day tempo of your life is a really important thing. And everyone has the experience that you handle different situations better and worse on different days. And it can be exactly the same situation with exactly the same characters, but one day you feel you're absolutely in the right zone, you can handle it, and another day you feel absolutely you can't handle this. And the difference will be the background stress that you're carrying. It'll be all the little things that might have bothered you for the previous 24 hours. The not getting enough sleep, an argument with a colleague, getting stuck in traffic on the way to work, and you just end up in a zone where on any given day your response is different. Doing a regular mindfulness practice helps steady that. It helps make you more reliable to yourself. Okay, so let's do a practice. So starting as we always do, you take a moment to make sure you're comfortable, to make sure that you're feeling settled, and then you allow your attention to move to your feet. You just notice your feet and notice how they're feeling and the connection they make to the surfaces they touch. And then allow your eyes to close and just really focus your attention on your feet. Really feel how steady they feel and just notice them. Then draw your attention from your feet up to your knees and allow yourself to be aware of your knees. Notice how they feel. Notice they feel the same on both sides. Notice the temperature of your knees or any physical sensations from the surfaces they touch. And just allow yourself to be aware of your knees. And then allow your attention to move to your seat and allow yourself to notice your seat and be aware of how it feels to be sitting. And then allow your attention to move to your low back. Notice your low back. Notice how it feels. Allow yourself to really connect with your low back. Then allow your attention to move to your mid-back and notice how your mid-back feels. Then allow your attention to move to your upper back and notice how your upper back feels. And then allow your attention to move to your shoulders. Allow yourself to be fully aware of your shoulders, how they feel. The front part of your shoulders, the top part of your shoulders, the back part of your shoulders. Just notice how your shoulders feel. Then allow your attention to move to your arms. Notice how your arms feel as they hang at the side of your body. And then let your attention move to your hands. Allow yourself to be aware of your hands and how they feel. Notice the sensations of any surfaces they're in contact with. And then allow your attention to move to your head. And notice how your head feels. And just settle with how your head feels. And then allow your attention to move to your breath. Just notice the fact that you're breathing. Notice your breath and just pick up your breath wherever it is in your breathing cycle. Notice the in-breath and then the out-breath. Don't try and change your breathing rhythm. Don't try and breathe more slowly or more deeply or more regularly. Just notice your breath and follow your breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Feel the flow of the breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. As you breathe in and as you breathe out. And if you got distracted, if you realize your attention has moved on to something else, that doesn't matter. Don't worry about that. Just draw your attention back to your breath. Allow yourself to settle on your breath and just pick up the rhythm wherever it was, and then follow it as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Feel the flow of your breath. Feel that steady flow as you breathe in and out. It's like sitting on a beach and feeling the flow of the waves. If you imagine yourself sitting on a beach with your eyes closed, you can feel that flow of the waves as they come in and they go out. And your breath has the same rhythmic flow, flowing in and flowing out. And just follow that rhythm. Settle into that rhythm, following your breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Sometimes you'll find the sound might distract you, something else in the house or outside, and that's fine. If you notice you've been distracted, notice that, and then just draw your attention back to your breath. Put your attention where you choose to put it, and allow yourself to follow that breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Allow yourself to settle onto the rhythm of your breath. Allow yourself to have the sense that your breath carries you. It carries you in and it carries you out. Allow yourself to have that sense of your breath carrying you gently as you breathe in and out, feeling supported by your breath. And if thoughts crowd in again, don't worry about it. It can happen a little, it can happen a lot. But each time when you realize your attention is elsewhere than you'd like it to be, notice that, and then just draw your attention back to where you want, back onto your breath, picking it up and following it, feeling that rhythm as you breathe in and out. Feeling the warmth and the connectedness of your breath. Feel the regularity and consistency of your breath. Feel how steady and nurturing it is as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And as we come towards the end of the practice, allow your attention to move from your breath to your head. And really notice how your head feels. So take a moment to notice the front of your head and the sides of your head and the back of your head. And just notice how your head feels. And then allow your attention to move into your shoulders and notice how your shoulders feel, the front of your shoulders and the top of your shoulders and the back of your shoulders. Really allow yourself to be aware of how your shoulders feel and feel them settle. Feel how settled your shoulders are. Then allow your attention to move to your arms and notice how your arms feel as they hang at the side of your body. Notice the sensation of your arms at rest. Notice how they feel supported wherever they're sitting. Notice the sensations they feel from the surfaces they might be in contact with. Just feel how settled your arms feel. And then allow your attention to move to your hands and notice how your hands feel. Notice how they're sitting, how they're resting. Notice the surfaces they're in contact with, how warm they feel, and just really be aware of your hands. And then allow your attention to move to your upper back and notice how your upper back feels. And then let your attention move to your mid-back and notice how your mid-back feels. And then allow your attention to move to your low back. Notice how your low back feels. And then allow your attention to move to your seat. And really notice how your seat feels, however you're sitting, however you're sat or settled. Feel that connection to how you're sitting. Feel the steadiness and the reliability, and just the gentleness of being sat. Then allow your attention to move to your knees. Notice how your knees feel. And then finally return your attention to your feet where we started. Allow yourself to feel the sensations in your feet. Just be aware of your feet and the connection they have with how you move around and the steadiness of your feet. And then as we come to the end of the practice, you can open your eyes when you're ready. So as I said at the start, mindfulness is something actually we're already aware of. We're taking a moment, we're taking breath, it's familiar. This is just putting a little bit of structure to it. So good luck with doing that. And I shall do another practice tomorrow morning. So I may see you here then. Bye-bye.